This case starts off with a simple plea deal, but quickly spirals into a full-blown legal disaster. A man facing just 2 years in prison is suddenly staring down the barrel of a 20-year sentence, all because he failed to show up for sentencing. His excuse? COVID. Family. Confusion. But the judge isn't buying it, and neither is the state. In this courtroom, there are no do-overs, and judge isn't here for games. You'll watch the defendant squirm under pressure, backtrack on his excuses, and face one harsh truth after another. Did he truly misunderstand the deal, or is he trying to manipulate the system? Strap in, because this isn't just about one man missing a court date. This is about accountability, truth under pressure, and the razor-thin line between leniency and hard time. White right pointing backhand index. Keep watching to find out exactly how this man turned a 2-year sentence into a courtroom showdown, and whether he walks away lucky or locked up for good.
If you would.
All right. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine, and it says that both parties agree that if he didn't show up for sentencing, he would be subject to the full range of punishment. So, State, are you still proceeding with the plea bargain agreement?
Your Honor, in light of him not showing up, I believe the full range, as it says in the agreement, at this point, we'll defer to the court for the reasoning behind that he didn't show up and if it was a valid reason.
Right.
Here comes the moment we've all seen coming, the excuses. The defendant cites his daughter giving birth, then switches to COVID, and then just trails off. The judge isn't having it. Legally speaking, missing your sentencing without documentation violates the plea agreement. The agreement clearly stated he'd be subject to the full range of punishment, which in this case is up to 20 years in prison. You can literally feel the tension rising in the room as the judge challenges his story. This isn't just a bad excuse, it's a potential 18-year mistake. Black question mark ornament. What do you think? Genuine family emergency, or just trying to buy time and dodge prison?
Her daughter had a baby, but I came up with, I was sick soon, so my corona.
Everybody used coronavirus as an excuse, but did you provide any medical documentation that you had that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
I have that.
No. Did you provide any medical documentation to the court that you were ill?
I can't go out. I'm sick.
I think I did. I should have. Do you have any?
I do not. Not for the date you're addressing, Judge.
Yes. So you did not. Because if you would have, I would have that. And I don't have it.
I'm shocked.
So you don't have any paperwork at all?
I don't have anything to show that you were ill, and that's the reason why you didn't show up for your sentencing. I do have that I was lenient with you to allow you to get your affairs in order and to come back on a different date for sentencing. That's what I have. So why shouldn't I sentence you to beyond the 2 years? Because that's your agreement. Your agreement is if you don't show up for sentencing, you are subject to the full range of punishment. So my question to you is, why shouldn't I sentence you to 20 years?
Say that again, please.
Your agreement was that if you did not show up for your sentencing date, that your range of punishment would be up to 20 years in prison. You did not show up. So the question is, why shouldn't I send you to prison for 20 years?
Here comes the moment we've all seen coming, the excuses. The defendant cites his daughter giving birth, then switches to COVID, and then just trails off. The judge isn't having it. Legally speaking, missing your sentencing without documentation violates the plea agreement. The agreement clearly stated he'd be subject to the full range of punishment, which in this case is up to 20 years in prison. You can literally feel the tension rising in the room as the judge challenges his story. This isn't just a bad excuse, it's a potential 18-year mistake. Black question mark ornament. What do you think? Genuine family emergency, or just trying to buy time and dodge prison?
that if you didn't show up for court, that you will be subject to the full range of punishment. And I remember all of the people who say, give me some extra time and I will show up.
What was going on with your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, she have a baby next month or whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't
What
think,
do you mean she has her baby next month? You told me she already had the baby.
no. She went to the hospital. She was sick. I thought that she wasn't going to even, that she was going to lose the baby or whatever, you know what I mean?
And when did this happen?
Like last month.
All right, so that happened last month, so that would have been January. So that still doesn't explain why you didn't show up for your sentencing on November. You were set for sentencing on November 3rd. Here's the thing. Sometimes people don't have an excuse. Sometimes it's like, I made a bad decision. I was enjoying my free life out here, and I just didn't show up. So I'm trying to figure out, is that your case, or is there something else that was going on in your life? Because you're looking at 20 years in prison.
That he doesn't have an excuse that we want to offer at this time. He does. I mean, I agree with the court. You did admonish him. He understood that. I'm concerned. I mean, as we stand here today, he's not near as cognizant as I've dealt with as he's been in the past.
We're talking about Willis.
I'm somewhat concerned about that, but he's not a man of means. When that November date came, his phone was cut off. We were not able to locate him. I mean, he didn't. I mean, I know I spoke to him after that when his daughter was sick, but we'd ask you not to sentence him to 20 years. We don't think that's, we hope that that's not what the court decides to do, but if the court decides, we ask the court.
The defense makes a last-ditch plea. Forget the full 20 years and settle for just 3. Meanwhile, the prosecution calls for 5. It's a tug-of-war between mercy and justice. Here's where judicial discretion kicks in. Judges can go above or below the recommended sentence based on the circumstances. In this case, the judge lands at 4 years, harsher than the original deal, but lighter than the maximum. It's a strong reminder that actions have consequences, and in court, your credibility matters as much as your record. Speech Balloon let us know, was 4 years fair? Or should the judge have maxed him out for dodging the system?
Follow the plea bargain and perhaps give him 3 years. 3 years. No, as an indicator that the court takes this seriously. And
All right, state.
And move the explanation of the judge is the state with previous negotiations that they have in our file. We believe the appropriate sentence would be 5 years.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2021 CR 2207, 2021 CR 1465, 2021 CR 2771. The court will give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
that's your signature.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand? We can go off the record. Mr. Carroll, I always, when attorneys say, can you give my client some extra time to report? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I take it very...
This part is powerful. The judge gets personal, saying she gives people a chance to report voluntarily, to walk into prison on their own terms. That takes guts and trust. And when defendants violate that trust, it's not just a missed date, it's a statement that they don't take the system seriously. The judge's tone turns from frustrated to reflective, showing just how much these choices weigh on the court. If this man had just shown up, like he agreed, things could have turned out very differently. This isn't just about law. It's about honor, trust, and responsibility. And once those are broken in court, it's hard to rebuild them.
Very seriously when I give someone time to report, because when you think about it, somebody's saying, all right, I'm going to show up and I'm going to take my prison sentence. You didn't show up. And that's a problem. And if there would have been a good explanation, things may have turned out differently.
I don't even remember even.
What is wrong with you?
All right, so you can have him have a seat. They're supposed to impact. There's not?
No.
All right, thank you.
Judge, sorry, we're just going to go ahead and surpass that because it's more.
In the end, what started as a straightforward 2-year plea deal turned into a 4-year prison sentence, all because the defendant broke his agreement and failed to appear. The judge made it clear, the courtroom runs on accountability, not excuses. And while the defense tried to downplay the no-show with shifting stories and vague medical claims, the damage was already done. This case reminds us all, when the court gives you an opportunity, you take it seriously. Because when you don't, the consequences multiply. Bullseye, if you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns just like this one.